When your cat curls up to sleep with you every single night, do you actually know what they are trying to say in that moment? Most owners just guess. Yes, it is incredibly adorable, but most people assume it is just a simple matter of convenience. Cats get cold, you are warm. End of story, right? But that is not just convenience you are watching. That is a wild survival instinct being completely dismantled just for you. And if you misunderstand it, you are missing out, which means you could be missing vital messages they have been trying to send you for years. It is a secret language hidden in plain sight. So let us start with what that nightly ritual really means. Because once you see it, you will never look at their sleeping spot the same way. 1. It was never about staying warm. Let me say that again because it changes everything about how you understand your cat's behavior in the dark. Have you ever noticed your cat choosing to sleep pressed right up against you, even in the middle of a hot summer night when they must be boiling? We are told they just want our body heat, but researchers from applied animal behavior science noted that cats seek proximity to bonded humans regardless of the temperature. Sleep is when a cat is at their absolute most defenseless. Every wild instinct in their DNA screams at them to find somewhere hidden, elevated, and alone. But they ignore millions of years of evolution to close their eyes next to a giant, unpredictable human. They are choosing vulnerability over their own biological safety. That choice translates to, I do not just need your heat, I need your presence. I know nothing will hurt me while you are right here beside me. That is not being clingy. That is pure, unfiltered devotion. So tonight, do not push them away, even if they are taking up entirely too much space. And by the way, if your cat ever suddenly stops sleeping with you, do not just brush it off as a mood swing. That is an emergency signal. 2. They are claiming you as their territory. You might think it is your bed, but in the feline world, you are actually their most prized possession. Ever wonder why they rub their face all over your pillows or sleep directly on your discarded clothes? It is a highly deliberate process of scent blending. Cats have scent glands on their cheeks and flanks. When they sleep deeply pressed against you, they are actively mixing their unique scent profile with yours. According to feline behaviorist John Bradshaw, in his research on cat senses, this is a behavior reserved strictly for the family unit. They are intentionally creating a shared communal scent. This means that to every other feline in the neighborhood, you now smell entirely like them. You are marked, you are protected, and you are officially taken. Most people assume cats are fiercely independent animals who do not truly need us. But that is not aloof independence. That is them ensuring they never lose you. So when they drape their heavy little bodies over your legs or chest at night, they are saying, you smell like me, therefore no one else can ever have you. It is a profound emotional compliment wrapped in a slightly possessive package. Which brings us directly to a much more vulnerable reason they choose your bed every single night. And hey, if learning this makes you appreciate your cat a little more, hit like and subscribe. It really helps us reach more owners who want to understand their cats. 3. They are using you as a living shield. And before you start to feel used by them, you really need to understand how incredibly touching this survival strategy actually is. Have you ever shifted abruptly in your sleep, accidentally kicking or nudging them, only for them to immediately return and settle down in the exact same spot seconds later? We think they are just being incredibly stubborn about their favorite corner of the blanket, but they are actually anchoring themselves to the largest, safest predator in the entire room. In a 2019 study, researchers at Oregon State University demonstrated what they call the secure base effect in cats. It is a psychological trait usually only seen in human infants. It means that your very physical presence drastically lowers their stress hormones. You are their ultimate safe zone. Because when the lights go out, Their ancient ancestral fears wake up. They know they cannot possibly fight off a larger, unseen predator while completely asleep. So they deliberately tuck themselves behind your knees or right under your heavy arm. That specific sleeping position is absolutely no accident. They are translating their deep vulnerability into a silent promise. If danger comes in the dark, I know you will wake up first. They are literally trusting you with their life every single night. And in return for that safety, they are entirely willing to alter their own biology just to match yours. 4. They are rewriting their own biology for you. Cats are naturally crepuscular, meaning they are biologically hardwired to be most active at dawn and dusk. In the wild, the middle of the night is their absolute prime hunting time. They are not biologically supposed to be sleeping soundly through the darkest hours. But according to a 2018 study in the Journal of Veterinary Behavior, indoor cats actively shift their circadian rhythms to match the sleep schedules of their owners. They do not just happen to feel tired when you do. They are intentionally suppressing their strongest predatory urges so they can stay beside you. That is not them simply being lazy, spoiled domestic pets. That is a wild predator making a conscious decision that being near you is more important than hunting. They force themselves to stay awake more during the day, following you around the house, just so they can be tired enough to sleep when you sleep. When they close their eyes at midnight, they are essentially saying, I will completely abandon the schedule of my ancestors, just so I can share this routine with you. It is a massive biological sacrifice made entirely for love. And they often pair this deep sleep with a very specific, highly targeted sound designed specifically for your brain. 5. That purr is a custom lullaby. We all know that cats purr when they are happy, but a bedtime purr is actually something much more complex. Have you ever noticed that the purr they use when lying on your chest at night sounds different from their daytime purr? Deeper, more resonant, more rhythmic. Researchers at the University of Sussex in 2020 found that cats can embed specific, high-frequency cries within their purr to directly trigger human nurturing instincts. But the deep, rumbling bedtime purr serves a completely different purpose. It is known to vibrate at frequencies between 20 and 150 hertz. This exact frequency range has been medically shown to lower blood pressure, significantly reduce stress hormones, and physically promote bone and tissue healing in both humans and felines. They are not just expressing their own comfort, they are actively acting as a living, breathing sound therapy machine to help you relax and fall asleep. That is not just white noise. That is them saying, I am singing us both to sleep, so we know we are entirely safe together in the dark. Because there is exactly one thing that will override all of this deep trust. And this brings us to the silent alarm I promised to explain earlier. 6. The silent alarm you must never ignore. If your cat has slept beside you for years and suddenly stops, they are not just being moody. Most people assume it is a simple mood swing. They think the cat found a cooler spot, or they are just acting out of typical feline independence. But cats are absolute masters of disguise. In the wild, showing any sign of weakness, illness, or pain makes you an immediate target for larger predators. The American Association of Feline Practitioners notes that hiding or withdrawing from normal social routines is often the very first clinical sign of hidden pain or severe stress. They will intentionally seek out dark, enclosed, and highly isolated spaces. You might find them deep under beds, inside closets, or high up on dusty shelves. When they do this, they are not rejecting your affection. They are saying, I am hurting, and my ancient DNA tells me I must hide to survive. Even though you are their ultimate safe space, the overwhelming ancestral fear of being hunted while injured temporarily overrides their deep, loving bond with you. So if their nightly sleeping habits change abruptly out of nowhere, Please do not take it personally and do not forcefully drag them out of hiding. Instead, you must recognize this subtle behavior for what it truly is. It is a quiet, desperate plea for help that you need to take seriously. A sudden, unexplained change in their sleeping routine is your cue to schedule a vet visit. They need you to notice what they are actively hiding. You are their ultimate guardian. It is your job to read these subtle, silent signals that an outdoor cat's owner might easily miss for many months. Your cat chose to sleep with you because they trusted you completely. When they press against your side in the dark, they are giving you their life. If that changes, they are not being aloof. They are actively communicating. So listen, watch, and gently help them find their way back to feeling safe. Because that nightly ritual of falling asleep together in the dark, it was never a small thing to them. And it should never be small to you either.